Well, new state legislation introduced today to protect election security.
The bill targets something you may have already seen online, deep fakes.
Denver 7 reporter and attorney Jessica Crawford in the studio tonight. So let's start with deep fakes and exactly how they can harm voters.
Well, a deep fake is a video in which a person's face or body is altered in a way that looks or sounds real. And oftentimes a person is made to look like they said something harmful or damaging. Deep fakes are often used to spread misinformation, and this is a problem happening in real time. The New Hampshire Attorney General's office is investigating a fake robocall from earlier this month in the voice of Joe Biden. And that fake voice told people in New Hampshire not to vote.
In election cycles, deepfake technology can be used to make it appear as though a politician said something they didn't say. That can sway people to vote in a different way than they would have originally, harming our elections. I spoke with Colorado Secretary of State Jena Griswold, who's leading the legislative package that includes this bill.
With deepfakes, which is a manipulation of someone's words or actions, we're going to require a disclaimer so that Coloradans can understand, like, hey, this communication I'm seeing is not real in some way or the other. I should double check if the candidate actually said that.
Under this bill, if someone creates a deep fake with no disclaimer, they can face a civil penalty. Also, the person affected can file a lawsuit and ask a court to take the deep fakes offline. Another bill, expected to be introduced in the coming days, targets fake elector schemes.
So when we vote for president, we're not actually voting for one person or the other. We're voting for electors to cast a ballot at the Electoral College for the candidate that wins. What happened in 2020 is that Trump and his allies set up false elector slates. So slates of electors that were going to cast a ballot for him, even though he did not win those states.
This bill would make it a crime to create a fake slate of presidential electors and bar someone convicted of that crime from holding future office in Colorado.
And if that bill is enacted, Colorado may be the first state in the nation to explicitly ban fake elector schemes. Now, the use of extreme measures to interfere with elections can point to how contentious our nation's elections have become. I spoke with DU political science professor Dr. Philip Chen.
The fact of the matter is elections, even congressional elections, are really about the national party or the national agenda today in a way that it hasn't been in the past. So what you've got is a lot of intense pressure to perform well in an election. And so it's looking for any slight advantage that you can have. And one thing that may happen are these kinds of deep fakes or use of AI technologies.
So if you see political information online, Chen suggests checking multiple sources to verify if that information is true. In the studio, I'm Jessica Crawford, Denver 7.
Well, Jessica, thank you very much.